Local coin shop owner shares how to build your silver stack quick. Let's get to the video. Hey guys, Patriotic Stack here, and I'm back with another Sunday video for you guys and girls today. Now, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button if you like videos about gold and silver. Comment down below, and don't forget to hit that like button. All that stuff really helps out the channel. So if you guys remember, about a week ago, I had two huge unboxings last week, where one of them was 1.4 ounces of gold, and then part two was my silver unboxing, which was 280 ounces of silver. I just got a bunch of eagles and a bunch of maples. And with that video, I had a few commenters that were really upset that I was able to stack like that, and they couldn't. They didn't have the funds to do so. Some commenters said that I bought their whole stack in 1 week. And, obviously I comment back and I, just pretty much told them why and how I was able to do so. And, don't knock yourself down because you can't. Everybody makes different, everybody has different incomes. So not everyone is exactly equal in that aspect. And then to follow up with that, I also had a few emails where people were asking how I was able to do it, how I'm able to do it. And I just pretty much gave them the rundown. When I started stacking 10 years ago, the first few years, I wasn't able to do that. I was just starting my business. I was young. I was out of high school. I was finding out what I really wanted to do, so I didn't have much, even though I've always was a good saver. I've always gave my father money to invest for me when I was a young kid. I was always good with money. And luckily, my family, especially my father, was able to teach me how to be smart with my money. And so starting off, I pretty much had a nice nest egg for myself from being smart when I was a kid. But anyways, when I started off, I didn't have money like that. I wasn't able to go buy an ounce of gold or a tube of eagles. So I stacked like the average person stacks. I would go to a local coin shop, I would buy an empty tube, and I would fill that tube, and it would take me months to fill a tube. It was like that for, quite a while. If I had a good payday, maybe I was able to buy a 5-ounce silver bar. I remember one time I was able to buy a 10-ounce silver bar, and I was so happy about that. But at the end of the day, I was happy buying a 1-ounce coin or a 1-ounce round. And looking back after stacking for those 3 years, when the third year was up, I couldn't believe how much I've accumulated just in that short period of time. And it wasn't until about 6-7 years ago where I was able to start stacking like I do today. Now, obviously, the more years that pass, the better I am with stacking, the more I am able to buy because my business is starting to make very good money now. Obviously, when you start a business, it takes a while for it to kick off. You're pretty much you either lose or you break even your first few years as a business. So 6-7 years ago is when I was able to really start gaining in business and making and taking money profits I've made in business and invest it and, do a lot of cool things. And that's how I'm able to stack that's how I'm able to stack today like I do. Because I just save and save and save. And not to mention too, I have cash savings. I put some money in the bank, but my main savings account is my precious metals. So I might stack more than the usual person as well, because this is my savings. And not only is it my savings, it's my kids' savings. And I have 4 kids. I have 4 kids that I got to split this stack up with, right? So I got to buy a lot more than usual, because all the kids got to get their equal share, right? And my wife. So this is my savings account. So I buy more than the usual stacker, because, some stackers will buy a few, they have a goal, a number set. Like for silver, I want to get to 500 ounces. Gold, I want to get to 10 ounces. I don't have a number set. I just keep on putting money into gold and silver, gold and silver, gold and silver. So, it took me a while to get where I am today. But anyways, Saturday, which was yesterday, I went to my local coin shop and I just asked him. I said, listen, how can you become a better stacker? How can you start stacking more weight? And I pretty much know what he was going to tell me, but I wanted to get his take on it, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And unfortunately, my local coin shop owner doesn't like to be on film. He's very big with security. I have a coin shop owner that does like to be on film, but I don't see him that often. And then my main coin shop, when I do go, really doesn't like to be on film or anything like that. So unfortunately, I can't get him on YouTube. But I'll ask him questions and he'll answer them for me, and I'm able to share those answers with you guys. So that's really cool. But so I told him, how can you become a better stacker? I asked him, how can you become a better stacker? And the main thing he told me is just being consistent. You don't have to stack tons of weight weekly or monthly. Come in weekly and buy whatever you can afford. If it's a tube of Roosevelt dimes or Mercury dimes, figure $100 a week, or if it's 3 ounces of silver a week, or 5 ounces of silver a week, or even if you have to come every 2 weeks, or once a month, or once every 6 months. If you're consistent and you continue putting money away, you'll be surprised how quick and how fat your stack will grow. I mean, it'll seem like it's going really slow the first few years, and you're probably like, I'm not getting anywhere. And then, you'll be on YouTube and you see one guy opens up an unboxing and he pretty much bought everything that you bought in the last year. Don't worry about that, because eventually you're going to look back at your stack and you're going to be like, holy cow, I did this. I accomplished this. I got to my goal and then some. And it's going to happen. Just some people are going to take slower than others. Some people are going to be a little slower at stacking than others because of people's income. People have different incomes. You might be some tech guy that's making $100,000 a year, if not more. Or you might be someone working at McDonald's. Listen, I look at it this way. If you're saving and if you're stacking gold and silver, you're winning regardless. If you can only afford a dime a week, or if you can afford an ounce of gold a week. If you're stacking, you're winning. And you also have to look at it this way. Not many people in this world stack precious metals. So you are you're one of the very few people that can that are stacking precious metals. So think of that too. You have more silver and more gold than most of the world's population. So you gotta look at it. You gotta look at the good things, right? And everybody's different. For example, I remember starting off my Roth IRA account, and my investing account and stuff, and I was talking to my financial advisor. And when I started the account, I gave him $6,000, and he says, whatever you do, don't look at it at the first year. Don't check it out the first year, because you're going to keep on looking at it and you're going to really bother yourself, because you might lose some money. It might not go up as much. And I took his advice. He says, start looking at it after a year or 2 years. And I did. And that $6,000 turned into $10,000. So it's kind of just like with stacking, if you're one of those stackers that can only afford so much silver a week or a month or a year, look at your stack after 5 years or 10 years. And then, you'll be shocked. As long as you're consistent, you know what I mean? As long as you're able to save weekly or monthly. And listen, bad times happen, emergencies happen, where you might have to stop stacking for a while. That's life. That happens. I mean, there's times that I slow down on stacking. I try to buy every week, but there are weeks that I can't buy, especially around Christmas time when it starts to get business starts to get a little slow, and I have to buy a lot of presents. And so this is my slow time. If you noticed the last week here, I haven't posted any unboxing videos, is because I haven't bought anything yet. So I go through it too. We all go through it. But yeah, don't be discouraged. Keep stacking, stay consistent. You're gonna build your stack, and a lot of you, I'm sure, what you can do if you're not happy and you still want to build your stack, and you're not happy on how slow it's going. Get a side job. Make an eBay account and start thrift shopping, or going to estate sales and buying stuff cheap and selling it on eBay. For example, my wife does that. She goes to like TJ Maxx, thrift stores, Goodwill, Salvation Army, all these stores, and she'll buy stuff for like really cheap, and she'll turn around and flip it on eBay. And one month she made like $500. That's $500 extra, right? So, I mean, there's things you can do. I know a lot of you are big fans of Silver Dragons. If you go back and watch his very first video, or one of his first videos, I don't know if it's exactly his first video, but Dragons, he started stacking silver. He didn't have much money at all. He didn't have much money for gold or silver, and his job just didn't pay. So you know what he did to get that extra money so he was able to buy silver? He recycled cans. And luckily he lived in a state where they gave you the deposit on cans. I think up where he is, it's 10 cents. New York is 5 cents, but still, I mean, we're not throwing away nickels or dimes, right? You throw it in a change jar. He was going around collecting cans, cashing it in, taking the money and buying gold and silver. Now, if that isn't dedication, I don't know what is. But there are things you can do. But mainly, if you're stacking gold and silver now and you're staying consistent, you're doing it. You're doing it. And eventually, better job opportunities might approach. Maybe, this is your career. Pick up a side job. There are things you can do to increase your stacking. And another important thing, shop the deals. Shopping the deals. If you don't have that extra money, and you only have, say $30, you want to spend that $30 wisely. Maybe you don't want to buy a silver coin that's $5 over spot. Maybe you want to buy 40% junk silver. Even though I'm not a 40% guy, I don't like 40%. It's cheap. Or you can take that money and buy like silver sovereigns or something like that. It's cheap. You can maximize your currency and get the cheapest silver you can possibly can with your currency. So there are a lot of things you can do to build your stack, but mainly it's being dedicated, it's being consistent, knowing have it set in your mind why you're stacking it and what you're going to use it for in the future. For me, the reason why I go so crazy, it's for my kids, it's for me and my wife, it's for our future. So that's why I go crazy and I'm so dedicated into gold and silver. But yeah, guys, no need to look down and be upset. Just keep stacking, stay consistent. Look at that stack after many years of stacking, and you'll see how much it's grown and how you'll be like surprised and that you've were able to stack so much. But yeah, guys, that's my Sunday video today. A little long video. But yeah, some good pointers. My local coin shop told me exactly what I would have told you guys. So yeah, just keep on stacking, guys. It'll grow. But all right, Patriotic Stackers out. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.